in geometry, we've done one theorem, and the theorem says what? The chord line from the center to the chord, if it's perpendicular, it'll do what? So this should be two equal pieces. Now, if you look at what was given, they said that O was the center of the circle. Usually it's got a little dot there. They said that that PC there is 5. Is that the radius?
No.
No, because it's got to go all the way down to the circle circumference to be a radius. And the first question is, where's the radius? So there's no radius sketched. So I taught you that in Theorem 1, 99% of the time, for Theorem 1, you will have Pythagoras in action. 99. You can't have any Pythagoras if you don't have triangles. So where's the triangle going to be? If you, for instance, join O and B, and this is the only place that you will generally always make a construction in a sum. I'm not talking about theorems. We'll get there. In a sum, just to show you, there's my Pythagoras in action. But they also told me that AB was 48. So immediately on my sketch, I'm going to go 24, 24. Don't make your sketch too complicated or too busy with centimeters everywhere. Just write 5, 7, and 20. Or you know it's centimeters, so if you do answer the question, you can say that the answer is in centimeters. So then immediately you see this possibility for Pythagoras. And then I'm just going to do it, because the question was for the radius, find the radius, and I'm done. But you can't be done just like that. Even maybe you're very clever and you already know the answer for this one, which was 25. Now guys, 25, 24, 7, there are a few of them that are Pythagorean numbers. Just like the 3, 4, 5 triangle, the golden one. There's others as well. So I know if I see 7 and 24 that that's going to be 25. The more you practice maths, but you'll take another 40 years to get there. Okay? But if you know it, are you allowed to just say it's 25 and say your reason is? Pythagoras?
Yes.
Okay, we're beyond grade 8 where you've got to show everything in substitution and simplification and rooting both sides. If you just get the answer, that's fine. That's not what the sum is about. Pythagoras will be worth 2 marks. Okay, maybe just 1. So to do this proof then, where will I start? Can I just say OB is 25 because I know it? I'm going to get 1 out of 5 marks. What act do I have to do before I get there? I've got to say that this was 24 each because they told me so inadvertently. Do I start with the 24, 24? Or do I start with C that was 90? Now, did you see me quickly putting in a 1 there? Can you do that? Yes, on your sketch, which is part of your sum. Everything. I even mark on the sketch if it's not written over here. Okay? It's not very good that you only do it on the sketch. You've got to write it here in your proof as well. So C1 was 90 because it was? Am I going to give you a mark for that? No. I wonder. I don't think so. But I might. Why do I need to say it's 90? Because if it's not 90, you cannot tell me
Pythagoras.
that those are both
Equal
to 24. The reason for that is, give me the right reason. Line from the center of a circle. Perpendicular to the chord. Not bisects the chord. Because if it's perpendicular, what does it do?
Forms a
bisects the chord. You see it standing here. Line from the center that is perpendicular will do this. Bisect it. So you've got to get the right one. Alright, now that I've got that, I've got all my information. Do I have to say that this was 7 given? No. If you want to say it, it's fine, because then you've got all your Pythagoras needs met, so you can say now Pythagoras. Pythagoras would mean that OB squared would be OC squared plus CB squared. Do I even need to write that? Mm-mm. You can just immediately go and say 7 squared plus 24 squared. Do it on the calculator, get your answer, and if you don't even have to give me this answer as 625, which will give me OB is equal to
25.
Shouldn't I, in good maths, always say plus and minus?
Yes.
Okay, but why don't I?
Because
OB is a length.
oh.
So that's why it's impossible to be negative. If you did write plus and minus, I'm actually quite impressed, but then you've got to say but. It has to be the plus because it's a length. That's why it's not. So always the maths is there. We discern whether we're using it or not. So I've got OB as my Pythagoras. And again, I want to say if you just wrote OB is 25 with Pythagoras there, because you know a few of these Pythagorean numbers, then you're welcome. Am I done with my question though?
No.
I am kind of. But answer the question. What was their question?
Radius.
So please tell them the radius is. So I want to teach you to work with a highlight pen in a test. In the test, you will go to your question that says, find the radius, and you'll highlight radius. Then you go to your answer and say, oh, I never said it was a radius. So then I'll put the radius there and I'll highlight it. Are you with me?
Yes.
So that you don't forget to answer the essentials. Now that I've done number A, or number 1, number 2, second part of the question, how do I find PQ now? Another? Pythagoras, but PQ is not part of a triangle. I'm not going to do that. Which Pythagoras would you like to do? Which line would you like me to sketch? P.
O Q.
Oh no, you've got to make up your mind. Does it matter? No. Really doesn't matter. So we've got the radius, which was just now worked out as
25.
So in this one, you're going to say, but ma'am, I only have one side. No, you don't. You also now know that
25.
that is also 25, because everywhere in the same circle, if you've got the radius once, that'll stay the radius for the rest of the circle. So now you've got 25 and 5, and these are not Pythagorean numbers, are they? What's the other one?
24.
Okay, 24 point something, or even in a root size, or so in other words, it's irrational. It's not Pythagorean numbers. You'll have to go and do the whole squaring thingy. But do I just start and do Pythagoras?
No.
I have to again say that M1 was 90. Do I have to say it's a straight line?
No.
Or I can just say it's given. It's given in the straight line, it's so basic. But because it's 90, that gives me my pass to go into the club of Pythagoras. Only if it's 90. Are you with me?
Yes,
and then Pythagoras will say that PM squared I will get by saying 25 square minus 5 square. And this time I never even wrote the lengths of the sides or the names of the sides. 25 minus 5, always the hypotenuse minus the shorter one. And the answer there would be PM is equal to first, or okay, well, 600. The answer? 600.
What would I do?
For square, right. And then PM will be
10 root 6 centimeters.
10 root 6, and that gives me 49. Because remember guys, if you round off in maths, always 2 decimals, unless the sum specifically said 2, 1 decimal or 3 decimals, then you do whatever the sum says. So I'm done with that, and then I'm done with the sum.
No.
If you highlight, what did they ask me?
PQ.
Oh no, I only did PM. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you make sure you've answered the question, you would say, I haven't. I've got PM equal to 24,49. Or 10 root 6. Doesn't matter which one you want to use. So how do I know what the whole length is?
Times 2.
PQ would be twice that. If you want to write it, it's fine. Or if you just want to give you the answer, that's fine. If you want to write 20 root 6, is that also fine?
Yes.
Are you with me? Knowing how to work with surds. If you times with 2, there is going to be 20 root 6. Calculator. Okay. And also in decimals, what's the answer, please?
48,9.
Okay, but
48,99.
press this in your calculator. 20 root 6, please. 48.
48,99.
Comma? Is it 98 or 99?
99.
Okay, I'm trying to make a point here which is not succeeding. I'm trying to see, will show you that sometimes when you round off there, then this will be a little bit out, but that's not so important. Because remember, actually irrational answers are becoming rational, and rounding differences occur. I don't want to say rounding errors, because there can be a difference if you went from the root size to there, and if you went from there and timed it with 2. It can be a little bit of a difference in the comma 9, 9 or 9, 8 or whatever. You guys say it's 9?
9.
Alright, for my answer. Finished?
Yes.
No.
Why?
Why?
Because this is, isn't it line from the sea?
That's it.
Oh.
The reason you did time it with 2 is the theorem, and you're going to lose a mark if you don't write it. The reason why you doubled it up was because those 2 pieces are equal. So is it the same as that one?
Yes.
Yes. Line from the center of the circle, perpendicular to the chord, will do what?
Bisect.
Bisect it so that that one piece is now double for the long piece. Are you with me?
Yes.
And then I'm finished with my answer. So how many marks for such a sum?
Oh, a lot.
6.
Okay. Yeah.
Lots. For every single thing you write, you have to have a reason. So Pythagoras, I would have given 2 marks for both times of Pythagoras. Once you have it, you have it. I wouldn't have. But definitely for all the grade 11 theories, for sure. Right.